Hey beauties, I am back with my second video, and before I can say anything else, I need to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. I can just not thank you all enough for all the love and support that you've shown me over these last 2 weeks. The meaning behind the company, I did not just come up with it because I thought it was cute or just something to do. It was really a struggle that I had to overcome, and on occasion and still overcoming. So to be able to hear from all of you all with your support and you saying that just by reading my testimony, how it's changed you, and just from reading some of your testimonies, I mean, I can truly say that if my business never prospers, I have learned enough, I've gained enough, and I am truly satisfied with just where it's at now, knowing that there's a lot of sisters and beauties out here that have been connected just because of that. So again, I say thank you, and I love you all. Mwah, thanks. While we're talking about that, let me go ahead and update you as a reminder that the contest does end this week. So the contest for the free hair from Testimonial Tresses ends April 15th at midnight. Also, for our runners up, there will be 2 runners up that will also be picked from this contest. Just wanted to give you a heads up that the company that I have partnered with for the prize is called Obnoxious Ears. I will have all the information, their information, in the info box if you want to go there, check them out. But they're going to be giving out free jewelry to the 2 people who are our runners up. And again, their company's name is Obnoxious Ears. All right, let's keep going. I hate the fact that I'm so new to this and I'm not really comfortable in front of the camera that I have to actually write down stuff to make sure I go over everything. So I want to make sure I say everything that I wanted to say. So let me check this out. Okay, so I did remind you that the contest will be ending this week. Okay, I wanted to also let you know that on Facebook, we've added a group called Beauties with a Story. And this is where I will be posting all the different testimonies. We'll actually be helping each other out, working with each other, also giving hair tips, makeup tips, beauty tips. But we really want to promote unity within women and make sure that we're actually moving forward to understanding our true beauty, which lies within. So if you could, go to our Facebook page, Testimonial Tresses, request that you want to be a part of the group. We did keep it private and a closed group because we want to be able to open up and share with each other and not worry about the world reading everything that we have to write. So yes, right now it is a closed group. So if you like to enter that group, please just let me know. Facebook me, email me, whatever you have to do. But I would really love for you to be a part of that group so we can really start this movement of inspiring ourselves. This is something else that I want to do. We're going to try this out. It may not work, but I want to try it out anyway. But before I get to that, let me tell you this before I forget. If you could, here's another thing that I'm asking you to do. If you could, anyone out there that has any testimonies or even any issues that they're dealing with in regards to beauty, in regards to being tied to the weave, tied to the makeup, or just low self-esteem, whatever it is, if you could send that to me, send me your testimony, send me your story. I want to hear it. If you would send that to www.testimonialtresses.com, I greatly appreciate it. What I want to do is to use it here on YouTube. Like every time I do a video, to open up with somebody's testimony, to open up with somebody's struggle, so that we can all create a unity amongst each other and know that we are not the only ones going through things. And then we can address it. I want to keep it anonymous, so whatever you send me, I will not attach a name to it unless you ask me to. But if you could, please send me those testimonies because I want to start that the first week in May, actually getting that out there. So what I also want to introduce to you, I have so much, I'm telling you, it's so much that I want to do, so much that I want to talk about that I really can't get it all together. But this is really what I want to do. So every Wednesday, I'll probably have this video up before Wednesday, but every Wednesday I kind of wanted to do our own mock Bible studies that's dealing with beauty and dealing with self-esteem. And it's a whole different format. It's a whole different thing. I'm not really sure how I'm going to try to do it. We're going to try to do one today. It's really quick, really easy. 3 minutes just to give you something to think about, something to look to. And then we can continue talking about that in that Beauties with the Story group on Facebook. So what I want to do is introduce it here and then take it over to Facebook to have further conversation and dialogue with it. Okay? So that's my format. Almost every week I'm going to try to keep promoting this, to keep getting this out there so that we can learn to love ourselves. So I think that's all that I really had to say as far as update. So let me get into this with you. All right, the book that I wanted to show you all, I love it, love it, love it. And this is one thing that has really, really taught me to love myself and the different things about myself. It's called, and the title is really what threw me off. That's really what I wanted. But let me see if I can get it in here for you can see it. All right, this is the cover of the book. And it is entitled, Green's Not Your Best Color, Being an Original Girl in a Plastic World. So that is really what caught me. The author's name is Mieka Phillips. I hope I'm saying that right. Mieka Phillips. But again, it's called Green's Not Your Best Color, Being an Original Girl in a Plastic World. So that's kind of what I've been looking at. And every time I go over something and I'm learning something for myself, I just want to share it and share it with anybody who's willing to listen. So I hope that you stay tuned and listen into this. So again, this is my first time. I'm really not sure how this format is going to work and how I can keep it interactive and keep it interesting, but I at least wanted to try it. So the title of this lesson is called Fatal Flaw. And it starts off by giving us the Bible verse, Psalms 139:13. It said, "You made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb." And really it goes through like a story, which I really don't want to drag this along if you guys are really not interested. So just tell me if this is something that you'd like me to do. So I'm just going to give you like an excerpt of it just so you can get the gist of it. Some things that I highlighted in here. It starts off by saying pretty much every one of us is born with the flaw. The one part of our bodies that we absolutely believe is fatal. It just goes into talking about what's those different type of body parts, and she kind of tells her story. But the thing that stood out to me was saying, nevertheless, like no matter what that flaw is, we're still God's unique creation, flaws and all. So it doesn't matter what flaw it is. Okay, yes, my head may be big. I don't care. There's nothing I can do about it but embrace it and know that God created me to be me. Every single thing about me was created for me. So I'm pleased with how I look. Thank you. Big head and all. Yes, I said it. I love it. It's one thing in the Psalms 139, it says that he tells me that he knows the things that I think about, the things that concern me or bother me before I can even mention it. So God knows exactly how we feel about ourselves. He knows it before we can even mention it, think it, say it, whatever. He's already knowing that. And he knows that he cares for us, and we should too. It tells us that we were born from a blank canvas that now bears my unique image, which is God's signature on his masterpiece. So God made me personally unique in all ways. Flaws, what I think to be flaws, is perfect in his eyes. And just to think about it as that, we were born a blank canvas that now bears my unique image. We were all once just blank, just dust from the ground. And how we look around and see how we are all so different. And each one of those different things within us is God's signature on us. I really, really thought that was perfect. I just love that. But it goes through the story again, and then it goes into questions. And that's the part that I really was concerned about. I didn't know how I would ask you the questions to get your response back or nothing. So I don't know. I'm just going to put it out here. If it work, it work. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Hopefully somebody is listening to this, and hopefully they'll get to understand that their flaws are actually unique to them and they should embrace it. So if only one person understands that, I have done my job. This one, okay, so it talks about the definition of how the dictionary defines flaws. And they define it in two ways. One way says that a flaw is a break, scratch, or crack that spoils something, like a blemish. And the second definition is a flaw is a defect or an error. So the questions that I want to ask you are, what do we usually do with the mirror or glass when we break it? What typically happens to a model when she gains weight? What do you attempt to do when you have a horrendous zit on your face? In other words, what do we do with things that we perceive as flawed? And like that really touched me, because when you think about that, in society, anything that's flawed, we tend to want to dismantle it, get rid of it, or try to fix it. And some things are just not to be fixed, you know? So, I don't know, that just really touched me. And then it says, what do you consider to be your physical or emotional flaws or defects? And then why do you think that these things bother you? Does God view these flaws the same way you do or the world does? Does he throw you away like a broken mirror, view you as washed up or covered up like a big ugly zit, and consider you a totally useless? You know the answers to those questions. No, 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 and no. Of course he doesn't. Not only does God not abandon you because of these flaws, he adopts you as his child. Knowing the price that God has paid for you, what do you think your worth is in his eyes? Which really counts. What is our worth in his eyes? How can you go about seeing yourself as God sees you? So that's the question that I want to ask you all, or I guess I can say the challenge that I want to leave you all with for this week is, how can you go about seeing yourself as God sees you? Which is really big, because he sees us as beautiful. He sees us as unique. We are perfect in his eyes. And it's, how do we be able to see that within ourselves? And then you can end it by praying right now to yourself, through praying right now to see yourself through God's eyes. Ask him to help you accept these traits that you find less than satisfying, and use these gifts to glorify and serve him. So that is the lesson. Again, I'm not sure really how I just put that out there, how it's going to come across, but heck, I did it. It's out there. Love it or not, appreciate it or not, I'm trying, okay? Also, hopefully this will be my last YouTube video that I do on this iPad. I pray I can get a camera this weekend so I can actually make it look a little better, a little bit more appeasing. I'm actually in my husband's game room. I was kicked out of a bedroom today, so I'm downstairs in the game room because it has a little better lighting. But that's really all I had to say. This is really, really long. I am sorry. But again, the contest ends April 15th at midnight. Please enter. Get your comment in now. Subscribe to my channel here. Go like me or add me as a friend on Facebook, Testimonial Tresses. Again, all the information is in the previous video. Check it out. Also, if you want to be a part of our Facebook group, Beauties with the Story, get there. Do it now. I pray that next week I can start that and actually get that moving. And then, last but not least, what is the most important, please, 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 please send your YouTubes. Wait, no, sorry. Please send your, what is it that I'm trying to say? Your testimonies. Sorry, I told you I get so nervous and I didn't talk so daggone long. I just want to shut up. But please send those testimonies. Again, they will stay anonymous unless you tell me that I can use your name. But I want to be able to share that, because I think that that's the only true way that we're going to learn, is by learning from each other. So get at me. Let me know what you think. I need to know all comments, how to make it better. What do I need to do? Let me know. But for now, I am out. It's time for me to get ready for bed. I love you all. Thank you and good night. Mwah.